Hello students. Yeah, it's me, Ranjita. Today we are going to discuss with the new lesson in the science, that is sorting materials into the groups. Okay, the lesson name is sorting materials into the groups. What we are going to sorting? What is this groups? Everything we will discuss now. Before going to start discussing with this, you may see that different types of the cloth, different types of the food we can see, right? We can see so many different varieties of food. If you take the example of the food, we can see so many varieties of food, right? If you see the charts, okay, in the charts we can see pani puri, masal puri, gobi manchuri, like that. We put all this chart in one group, okay. All this type of the food items which are very spicy, and which are having the good taste, that we kept in the one group. We call that group as a chart, right? And also if you see the cloths, okay, if you see the cloths, we divided the cloths into, for the functions we want to wear this type of the cloths, and if in the summer we want to wear some different types of the cloths, that cotton cloth we are wearing in the summer, and for the function it should be in the grand. Like that we are going to group the cloths also. Only the food and the cloths are get grouped? No, right? Every materials, okay, every materials we can make into the groups. If you see vegetables, we put all the green vegetables in the green vegetables group. We put all the chocolates, if you see the chocolates, all sweetest chocolates we put into the one group. Like that, we are going to group the materials with respective with their properties. We are going to group the materials with respective their with the properties, right? Which substances which are having the sweety taste, that we can put the group in the sweets, right? Every sweets. If you take some of the examples of the sweets, like Mysore Pak, Gulab Jamun, like that, we kept all that in the category for the sweets. Why we want to put all the substances in the groups? Is it required? Is it required that we want to put all the substances in the groups? Yes. Yes, it is required. Why? If we put all the substances in the group, we can easily understand their properties. If you put the substances which are having the specific property in the one group, means if you study the one of the substance in that group, we can tell all other substances property. Take one example. Consider that in your class only, okay? In the 6th standard, we are considered that the 6th standard is considered as a group, right? Your full 6th class, we considered as a 6th group. In this 6th group, any of the one student, did I call the name and I ask what is your habitat, how you are in the class, that if I ask the one student, if he tell or she tell the answers, it represents all your class, right? That person represent the whole class. Like that, in the substance or in the materials, if we taken any of the one material, and if you want to see the characteristic of that material, it represents the characteristics of that whole group. That's why we want to sort the materials into the groups. Understood? Why we want to sort the materials into the groups? Now understood what is group? It is group, the combining of the individual particles. What is group? The combining of the individual particles into the one stream. That stream we called as a group. What is group? The combining of the individual particles. The combining of the individual particles into the one stream. We call that stream as a group. Now you understood group. And also in this chapter, the shortening. What is this shortening? Means making. Okay, making the materials into the group or arranging. Arranging the materials into the group. We call it as an sorting materials into the group. Sorting is nothing but arrangement. Okay, if you see that, if you tell you that kept all the metal items in the one group and kept all the non-metal items in the one group near you. Okay, near with you, around you, you just make the two column. In that, one side you put all the metal items and the other side you put all the non-metal items. If I tell like that, what are the things that you put into the metal items? What are the things that put into the non-metal items? Surrounding you only. If you see in your home, now you are in home. If you see surrounding in your home, if I tell to put some of the metal items on one side and you want to put some non-metal items on one side, means first of all, you put all the iron articles in the metals, gold, silver, the steel, all the things you put into the metal items. What are the things you put into the non-metal items? Wood, you put the wood, plastics items, like this. Okay, like this you put into the non-metal items, right? If I tell to conduct this activity, you will do like this. Like that, if I tell that keep all the sweet items on one side and keep all the spiciest item to the one side, means you will put sugar to the sweetening, and for the spices you can put the red chili. Like that you are going to sort the materials. Or otherwise, if I give so many items to you, okay, if I put so many items behind you or in front of you, and if I tell that sort this materials by taking as the cotton material in one side, jute material in one side, like that, if you want to arrange the cloth, means you will arrange it, right? Okay, this is all about the sorting of materials. How we are going to sorten the materials. After that, now we are going to discuss about, you understand now the meaning. Now you understand the meaning of what is that exactly the sorting of material. Now we are going to discuss with the what is material and what are the properties of the materials. What are materials? What are materials? Any substances which occupies the space and mass we call it as a matter. That matter we can call it as a materials. Any substances, that any of the thing which have the matter. Any substances which have the space and the mass, we call that as an materials. Matter, that matter we call as a material. For all the materials, it should require the space and the mass. All the materials should want the space and the mass. Now we are going to discuss one by one properties of the materials. Okay. Now we are going to discuss with the properties of materials. If you see the properties of the materials, the first important property is appearance. How exactly the material is it? Okay, the first important properties of material is appearance. Okay, now take the example. I given the two substances to in your hand. In the one hand, I given the gold. Don't expect that ma'am will give the gold. Just simply I am telling, okay. I given the gold in the one hand, and if in the another hand, if I give the wooden piece, okay, in the one hand I taken the gold and another hand I taken the wooden piece. What would be the appearance? How the gold will be appearance? The gold is shiny, right? If you see the gold is shiny. And if you see the wood, the wood is not shiny. Therefore, the shiny appearance of the gold, not only the gold, okay, the shiny appearance of the any of the metal, we call it as an luster. 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 What is luster? The shiny appearance of the material. The shiny appearance of the material, we call it as an luster. What is luster? Any of the materials which having the shiny property. Any of the materials which having the shiny property, that we call as an luster. Can you give an example for luster now? One already I given, gold. Another examples? If you see the another examples for the luster, you can give the examples like gold, silver, platinum, copper. Like this, we can give so many examples for the luster property. If you think that ma'am saying only the metals example for the luster, only ma'am giving the examples for the metals means it is right. Only metals have the characteristics of the luster. Only the metal items have the characteristics of the luster. And also one thing I taken as the gold, and I said that the gold has the luster character. And I taken the wood as an example. In the wood, it doesn't have any lustery character. It is dull in nature. Okay, the appearance, it is dull in nature. It doesn't have any luster character. Therefore, we can tell that almost all non-metals are dull in nature. That means it doesn't have the luster character. Can we tell like that? All the metals have the luster character and all the non-metals have the dull in nature. Not only taking the metals and non-metals, any of the material. Okay, we are discussing about the appearance, right? In the appearance, we can take any of the materials which having the shiny nature. Any of the materials which having the shiny nature, that we called as an luster. Okay, any of the materials which having the shiny nature, that we called as the luster. And then any of the material which doesn't have the shiny nature, any of the material which doesn't have the shiny nature, that we call it as an dull. Understood the appearance? In the appearance, we want to study about the two things. One is luster and another one is the dull. This is all about the appearance of the material. And now we are going to discuss with the second one. That is the second properties of the material. What is this exactly we want to discuss about the second property of the material means it is hardness. We are going to discuss with the hardness of the material. Okay. If you see the hardness of the material, there are two concepts we want to study. One is the soft material and another one is the hard material. These are the two types of materials we are going to discuss. What are the two types of materials we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss with the two types of materials. One is the hard and another one is the soft. What is this hard material or what is this soft material means? If you see that, first I am taking about the soft material, the material which can be compressed easily or which can be bent easily. What? The materials which can be bent easily or which can be compressed easily. Then this type of the substance we call it as an, or this type of the substance or this type of the material we call it as a soft material. What is soft material? The material which can be bent easily or which can be compressed easily, then that type of the materials we call it as a soft material. Can you give an example for the soft material? You can give the so many examples for the soft materials, right? Cotton balls, it is very soft, sponge, okay, chocolates, so many materials you can give for the soft materials. Then what is this hard material? The substance or the materials which is rigid. Okay, the substance or the material which is very rigid to break or rigid to compress or rigid to broke. This type of the material we called as an hard material. What is the hard material? The material which cannot be broken, or the material which cannot be compressed, or the material having the rigid structure. This type of the materials we call it as an hard material. What is the second property of the material? We are going to discuss with the second property of the material, that is hardness. If you see the hardness, there are two important things you want to study. One is the soft and another one is the hard. They are the two important things you want to study in the hardness. In the hardness, we are going to discuss with the two important concepts. That is, one is of the soft and another one is of the hard. Hope you understand the second property also. The first property is appearance. In the appearance, we want to study the two things. One is luster and another one is the dull. In the second one, we are going to discuss with the hardness. In the hardness, you have two things to discuss. One is the soft and another one is the hard. These are the two important properties of material. Now, we are going to discuss with the third important property. Okay. Now, we are going to discuss with the third important property of the material, that is soluble and insoluble. What are the two things we want to discuss now? One is about the soluble and another one is the insoluble. What is this soluble material? What is this insoluble material? If you see, there are two types of materials. One is of the soluble material and another one is of the insoluble material. What is this soluble material? Which material we call as a soluble material? Okay, I'm taking the example, we are discussing about the soluble and insoluble, right? We are discussing about the soluble and the insoluble. If you see, we are going to take the example of the soluble and the insoluble. If you see that any of the material which is soluble in water, the material which is soluble in water, that type of material we call it as a soluble material. What is soluble material? The material which is soluble. Which is soluble and that material is disappear. Take the example, salt, sugar. Okay, take the example of the salt and sugar. If you put the salt and sugar in the water, after some time it disappears. Therefore, this type of the substances we call it as the soluble material or soluble substances. What are soluble substances? The substances which are disappeared in the solvent. Solvent means water. The substances which are soluble in the water, then that substances are known as soluble substances. Example, salt, sugar, these are the example for the soluble material. What is an insoluble material? The materials which are not soluble in the water. The substances which are not soluble in the water, then that type of substances are known as not disappear. If the substances is not disappeared in the water, then that type of the substances we call it insoluble substances or insoluble material. What are insoluble material? The materials which are not disappeared in the water. The substances which are not disappeared in the water, then that type of the substances we call it insoluble substances. Example, rock. If you put rock in the water, it is not soluble. And if you put stones, rock, stones, and cotton, anything, any of the material, if you put into the water, if it is not disappears, means that type of the substances we call it as an insoluble substances or insoluble material. Understood the concept? Solubility or soluble or insoluble. After the studying the property of the soluble and the insoluble, the related to this topic only, if some of the substances are float in the water and some of the substances are shrink in the water, right? The some of the we can group the substances by taking the water. If you see, some of the substances are float in water. Example, plastics. All the plastics are float in water. And what are the substances? Can you give an example for the substances which float in water? Wood, plastics. These are the substances which are float in water. Which are the substances which shrink? That means get into the water. Soil, cotton, and some other substances are shrink in the water. Therefore, we can group the substances or we can group the materials by taking the water as a main concept. If some of the substances are shrink in water, that we want to make it as a one group, and some of the substances which is not shrink in water, that means it is float in water, that we can put into the another group. Understood the four properties? One is appearance, second one hardness, third one soluble or insoluble, fourth object may float or shrink in water. After that, the next important property is the transparency. What is this transparency? If any of the material, if you see any of the materials which can be seen through the naked eyes. Okay, any of the material which can see, we can see through the eyes. Example, glass. In the glass, we can see the other material. Therefore, we call this material as the transparent material. Glass, all the glasses are transparent in nature. If you see the water, water is also a transparent liquid. Therefore, water is a transparent, glass is a transparent. Okay, these are the some of the example for transparency. First of all, what is transparency understood? The substances, the materials which show the object clearly. The materials which are used to see the another object clearly. Then that type of the material we call it the transparency. Example, glass, water, like that you can give so many examples for the transparent material. You see in the chocolate, in the shops, they put the chocolates into the transparent boxes, right? Why? To catch the children. If they put into the non-transparent boxes, means no one can see that, right? Everyone to see the chocolate, they put all the chocolates in the transparent boxes. You right? You see that. Everyone you see, I know. Okay, everyone you see that. In the transparent boxes, they put the chocolate. That is also an example for the transparent material, the transparent boxes. And the next is the translucent. 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 What is this translucent means? The materials which can be seen, but it is not in the clear. The materials which can be seen. Okay, the materials that which can be seen, but it is not clear. That type of the materials we call as an translucent. The substances are the materials which can be seen, but not in the clear. That type of the materials we call as a translucent. Can you give an example for the translucent? Can you give an example? You know the transparent A4 sheets, right? In that you can see it. Okay, if you see the glasses that are made in the windows, or the glasses that made for the transport materials like buses, like that, there some of the materials are used which is not clear, but it is seen, the outside the material, the outside the subject is seen, but it is in the not clear way. That we call as an translucence. And the last concept of this chapter is the opaque. What is this opaque means? We can't see what is the thing that present in the next step to us. Example, door that is made by the wood. So wood is the best example for the opaque. That is, we can't see what is the thing that present behalf of that. Okay, these are the some important properties of the materials. What are the important properties of materials? We saw appearance, hardness, soluble, object may float or shrink in water, transparency, translucent, and opaque. These are the important property which help us to shortening the materials. Now hope you understand the chapter how we are going to shortening the materials depend upon the property. I hope you understand properly. Okay student, next we are going to discuss with the new chapter. Up to that, have a great day. Bye everyone and thank you.